It's day 5 of my trip on the Ridgeway, penultimate day, and the longest day. So I'm leaving at, it's about 10 to 8, just leaving the campsite. I'll be back on the route in about 5 minutes. Yeah, another long day. I can already feel the ache in my feet from yesterday, which seemed to go on and on. It was only 15 miles, but for some reason it seemed a lot harder. But yeah, today's also a day that I've got to get a taxi. I'm heading to a place called Wendover, and then I've got to get a taxi, if I can, to the campsite, which is a few miles away. Couldn't even tell you where it is. So yeah, it's going to be another one of those days. But then tomorrow is the last day and it's only 11 miles. So all these extra miles allowed me to have a relatively relaxed final day, should I make it that far, but I'm sure I will. I was awake this morning at 5:45 because there was a cockerel giving it some. Still doing it now, just as I've left at 8 o'clock. So there can't be many people who sleep well on that campsite. It was a bit basic, and the owner had used the excuse of coronavirus to keep facilities down to a minimum. But there you go. I had a lovely pizza down at the pub last night. Half a mile walk there, half a mile walk back in flip-flops after a long day. It was, but it was worth it. Had a couple of ciders and a lovely pizza. So I also bought some a massive brownie and a rocky road because it's all they had, honestly, to pack up for today, because again it's one of those days where I have no idea whether there'll be anything open. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. The weather is just as lovely as it has been. I don't think it's going to be quite as warm today, looking at the weather forecast last night, but it's still going to be a lovely day in the 20s Fahrenheit, Celsius, and I better put some face cream on. Actually, I didn't do that yesterday. Anyway, that's by the by. I shall speak to you soon. What a magnificent tree. Don't know whether that comes across, but looks pretty old to me. That's my considered opinion. Consider that the opinion of an expert. Not. Pretty old. This is today's section. Started in Watlington, well, just about here, and I started my walking on the route, and I've got to here, not very far, about 2 miles. And considering I've got to get all the way to here, this is going to be a long day. Go past Checkers. Wonder if Boris is at home. And I think there's a big monument here as well. Bledlow Cross. Just listen to that noise. That's the M40, I think. Yeah, the M40. Not even one of our busier roads. But, the racket it makes, you don't appreciate it when you're in the car. Not sure appreciate's the word, but yeah, it's a noisy old place, is this. Well, would you believe this? Fly tipping on the Ridgeway. What a worthless scumbag did that. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgusting. Thankfully that's the only bit of litter I've seen on the whole walk. I've stopped here because there's a drinking water tap and I'm only a couple of miles in, maybe 3 miles in. But I can empty this and then fill it up again, so seems like an opportunity you can't afford to miss. Get some fluid in me after that pizza and cider last night. It's also a good opportunity to show you these people. That's Natalie and Evelyn. My daughter and granddaughter. And 2 more beautiful people you could not hope to meet. Very, very proud of Natalie. She had to deal with her parents splitting up at an early age, but she kept her feet on the ground. She never caused any trouble. She was a really good child and she's grown up into a beautiful adult. Very hard working. Her and Dave is also very hard working. Produced 2 beautiful grandchildren, Evelyn and Louis. And they're just thoroughly decent human beings, and I'm incredibly proud of them. So, very precocious little kids. Whatever they do in life, as long as they're happy and kind and decent, that's all that matters. So, yeah, Natalie, always got a smile on her face. She looks so young. She's, I don't know what she is, about 36, something like that. She looks like she did when she was 18. Don't know what skin regime she's got going, but I think it's a bit late for me now. But no, she's absolutely a lovely human being, and I'm very proud of her. So, that's Natalie. this information board is about red kites that were really introduced to this area in the 90s after being virtually extinct. Well, I must admit I've seen loads and loads of them. Big birds, quite impressive. Captured the odd one on film but struggled. One of the common topographical features of the Ridgeway is that the hills are all very gentle. Slope are very moderate, and they tend to be whalebacks really that you just wander up and wander down. You don't even know that you're climbing or descending a lot of the time. Apart from that one, just come up a really steep hill there, and really got me blowing. Just about made it to the top without stopping, which was quite impressive for me. Nearly stalled a couple of times, I was going that slowly, but I made it. So yeah, gets the old heart and lungs going, which is what it's all about. So, but not too many more, please. Thank you. Sat at the junction of the Ridgeway and the road into Prince's Risborough, and in Prince's Risborough there's pubs, cafes, shops, accommodation. But I've decided not to go because it's half a mile in and half a mile out, and I know that's only a mile. I'm so tired today, so hot, and I've still got 6¼ miles to go to Wendover, so I just can't face any additional miles. As you can see, it's a busy bit of road, but anyway, I've just had my, excuse me, I thought it'd be good to record that burp. I've just had my brownie and, oh, what's it called now? Anyway, another big chocolate cake that I bought at the pub last night, and they were really much bigger than I expected, and I feel quite stuffed now. So I've certainly got enough food in me to get me to Wendover, and there's a tap in about 1.5 miles as well, so I've got enough fluid. It's just managing the unmentionables, because I said I wouldn't mention them again. But yeah, made good progress. What another glorious day. I've just been watching two red kites overhead hovering and just riding the currents, thermals, squawking. What? What? That's a bit sharper and a bit higher pitched than that. That was more like a penguin. But yeah, it's going well. Speak to you soon. When you stop for a rest, getting going again. Feel like a cripple. Just takes a few minutes for the stiffness that builds up when you stop, just to loosen up again. And for you to get used to the stinging blisters, which as you get going, it just, I wouldn't say it's numb, but you just get used to it. But when you've stopped for half an hour and you get up to go, oh, it hits you. I've been just stuffed my face with all that cake. I've got another climb coming up, so this will be interesting. Going up the path here, and through the woods, and then out onto that hilltop there. So, don't mind the climbs. The soil is very grey here, it's not dark at all. So this field that's yielded its crop already has been turned over, ready for replanting for next year. It looks white, but it's just the colour of the soil. Very, very pale coloured soil, probably a lot of chalk and calcium in it. But then again, what do I know? Oh, that climb was 150 steps. I don't even know if I'm at the top yet. But there aren't even any views at the moment because of all the trees in the way. But at least there's been a couple of benches on the way, which is unusual for the Ridgeway. Oh, you know, I said earlier I don't mind hills climbing. Forget that, take that back. That was like a Southwest Coast Path climb, that 150 steps. But they come 2 or 3 times every day, if not more. There's 15 on one day to Bude. This is all training for that in effect. Maybe I'm going to be out of my depth there. We'll see. Top of that hill that I pointed out earlier. Hopefully you can appreciate the views because it's a bit hazy today. Trees are coming into colour now in autumn. Uh-oh! Got to get past these big buggers. I don't see how I'm going to do this. Oh, maybe that'll help. That was an interesting place to have to change a battery. I'm surrounded by a herd of killer cows. There's a big one here with horns, but she has got udders, so I'm guessing she's a lady cow and not a bull cow. Just passing the mucky end of it. Hello. Oh, the flies are terrible, poor things. Oh. a bit hot being a cow at the moment. See you later, kids. Thanks for letting me through. So after negotiating the herd of killer cows, I then had to cross a field, oops, that had been totally ploughed by the farmer. So it was really difficult terrain. And now this is Checkers, where Boris hangs out at the weekends. Not a bad perk of the job. I blame him for the ploughed field. Something he's probably going to have to do a U-turn on, I think, at some point.